Hi, I'm Guntek, and yeah, last stream was stressful, that's for sure. Uh, we will learn from our mistakes. Hang on while I whip up the chat here. Make sure that the stream is running. So that was a desolation point start. Um, we succeeded in leaving desolation point because it's a small end region. So a small end region is good for this challenge. Not that there are many big end regions, but the reason why you start in end region is partly then because it's small and partly because you're going to get that and any connector that takes you into the meat of the map and lets you plan the rest of your route without going back or overlapping. So coastal highway is very big and very hard to get to the other end of. Um, and even Bleak Inlet. Bleak Inlet was close, but still needed a couple minutes on that, more on that one. And for Muskeg as well, I needed about 3 minutes more, and I stressed the hell out of everything. And someone redeemed Aggressor, and I had to kill Wolf, so I stupidly ate wolf meat before I was going to sleep. If you eat predator meat and you take the risk of parasites, do it before bed so you can take the antidote, sleep 10 hours, and get rid of the risk. And even though it's only a risk, and even though I only ate one piece of freshly cooked 100% wolf meat, I got the parasites. So that was the end of that run, because you'll get tired so much that you can't make it to the exit. And that made me turn back to my original idea, which was a broken railroad start. Now, that is not optimal. You will lose one region from that. Uh, and we want to maximize it. We want to get as many play minutes as we can. Which reminds me, I should have fetched my other phone so I can do a timer on it. But we'll get to that. I just want to set up the you can see the DarkWalker challenge. I made a challenge myself because DarkWalker is going to be a challenge, a speedrun challenge, a speedrun-ish challenge, a speedrun challenge where you, let's say you play Hopeless Rescue and you want to do it in as little IRL time as possible. That kind of speedrun, not a speedrun in which you try to try to finish Hopeless Rescue in as few in-game days as possible. So Darkwalker will be a different kind of speedrun than we've experienced in Long Dark so far. So who knows how players will react to that, and they will probably get stressed shitless, like I was, and I even got grumpy at the end. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out. So now I need to be a few minutes. I know I need to be a few minutes faster. Broken Railroad is going to depend on where we spawn. If we spawn at the lodge, all's fine. If we spawn right at the entrance to Broken Railroad, that's going to be a tough run. If we want the lodge, we might then skip. So things are clearing up. So you should make it a goal to only stop at one spot in each of the regions. Only one spot. So we should select the highest loot spot or something like that. Um, and you might get two if you only take items that are outside of containers. That's also something I learned. Um, you should also save your stems and go juice and stuff like that. And if you don't have to use them at the end of region, you can save them for the next one. And they are your your run savers. So that is it. Obviously, we can't have eternal night. What we can do is pretend like it's night. So For example, if I have to mend clothing, I have to have firelight. So we played by those rules yesterday, and I'm going to play by those rules today. So first order of business is to delete the old run. And we also tried, so I failed the first one. So DarkWalker practice desolation point spawn, I think. Yeah. So I failed that one in desolation point, running to the exit. And then we did, so these duplicates are for some tests and stuff. Can delete them too. Delete. So that is the first desolation point try. The second one is here, and I made it out, and that's what I played yesterday. In between that, we also tested uh, 2 Timberwolf Mountain starts. We tried to summit twice, and we failed twice because we got the spawn right outside the Mountaineer's hut, which is pretty much as far away from the summit as you can get. If you get the high spawn, it might be possible. But reasonably, you would need something like 6-7 more minutes to be able to make the most out of the summit run. That would then be a good starting region. You would get a lot of stuff with you. You'd then go Pleasant Valley, Coastal Highway. You would miss out on Crumbling Highway and Desolating Point, but you could go through Bleak Inlet, Ravine, Bleak Inlet, Fall on Muskeg, Milton, Mystery Lake, and so forth, and maybe even end up on, well, you already summited. Anyway, end up in Pleasant Valley. So this run that I'm doing now has the potential of ending in the Bleak Inlet Cannery, and we'll check if the monster and the fog can get in the cannery. So if this proves successful, we're going to save the big regions, Coastal Highway and Bleak Inlet, for last. We can also finish up in Timberwolf Mountain from this run. But no, we can't, because as soon as we head out of Broken Railroad, Full Muskeg is spent. We can never go back through it, so we will miss out on Coastal Highway and Bleak Inlet if we do. Might still be like a medium run. So this is what I'm going to try now is the second best run. The best possible run is a Desolation Point start. And we're going to try a Broken Railroad start. And we're going to finish up in Coastal Highway and then Bleak Inlet. Again, you can only go in to Bleak Inlet, well, one way. You can only go in there from the ravine, and it doesn't matter if you've gone down the rope or not, as long as you stay in the region. I mean, it's time that counts, right? So if the rope in the tower is not up, that doesn't really matter, because, and I can delete this too. We did some wolf testing, quite a bit of wolf testing, just to confirm that drop torch aim stone still works, and it does. And I still call that my technique because it's the one I found right as the wolves changed, and it is still, I think, the most reliable technique. So this was yesterday's run, and we survived 9 days. And we got to Milton Basin at the end of it, all the way from Desolation Point. So we did a fair bit of traveling. Now, though, we are going to try a new run on custom, and you will be wanting to enter this code. Available if you type !DarkWalker. I'll be right back. All right. So now I have a proper timer. I had to switch from the chat yesterday, and I got raided twice, and I got some chat to respond to, and I had to toggle back and forth between the timer and the chat. It was a mess. I even forgot to shout out the raiders. So a big shout out to, and it won't tell me in the app, so I'll have to look here. To Styles Actifine, do give him a follow. He's a fellow Long Dark streamer and competent player. He has recently completed 500 days on Interloper. And also Dead Like Me, 62. Do give him a follow. He plays a mode that Hinterland implemented that is sort of named after him. He made a mode called Deadman where you can't restore condition other than with stims and well-fed bonus, and well, birch bark is turned off. So that's a punishing mode, and he is one of, well, the best or the second best in the world at it. He is a top player, and he does it on PlayStation 4 as well. Pretty amazing. So now I will feel less guilty about it. So this is a Voyager slash Stalker loadout. Confirm that. And I'm going to start not there. I'm going to start in Broken Railroad. So this will give us one less region. So we concluded, well, I concluded that the challenge would not. So we have to, I'm going to have to adjust my screensaver. Turning off my timer. Hang on a second. Settings, 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 settings. Where are you? It's my old phone. It's got an old version on it. Settings, settings, settings. Should be a gear of some kind. Where can I scroll my apps? And why the hell can I go to settings here? Oh boy. There you go. Oh, it's not a gear anymore. Display. Sleep after, well, maximum is 30 minutes. Let's see how this goes. So when it goes black, I know it's got past 30 minutes. That's pretty handy. I'm setting the timer to 35 minutes because that's when it's definitely end of run. And then for the last minutes, I'll have to pretend that it's fog, so I have to equip a light source. So anywho, here we are. We got the timer. And as soon as we're rolling, start that off. And maximum 3 badges. You can select any one you want. So, there we go. Good enough for you. And as if I didn't sound stressed enough already, well, this event coming up is gonna make you stressed. I think I can guarantee that. It's because it's totally opposite to the way you're supposed to play the Long Dark and the way that the dev want you to play the Long Dark, namely thoughtfully. You don't have time for thoughts. You can't play it thoughtfully. You have to play it stressfully. Or I mean, you could turn on auto walk and not pick up a damn thing and walk until your condition hits 0. I guess that's a play, but hopefully you need some sort of wolf struggle defense tool and some sort of predator weapon, defense weapon. So that will be your first goal, like an axe and a revolver is ideal. So here we go, Broken Railroad. It'll be interesting to see what kind of spawn we get. Now I'm gonna friggin' mute myself this time, so I don't feel obligated to do the play-by-play and can focus instead on the run. Okay, I got about 4 minutes to make it before the fog starts rolling in. And I broke my rule. I said I should only loot one place in each region, and only loot stuff outside containers. But this is a small zone, and I should take as much as I can. They are probably not better than what I have. No. This is the last loot right now. Don't care. Well, they're running now. I'm out of here. You're in my way. I could pass time and wait for better weather, but I also need to be at the exit right now. I was thinking I could, well, I can actually craft teas, but teas is a little bit too long. Gotta break down torches. Just want to get past here to avoid the running wolves. All in all I regret is not taking cloth at the hunting lodge. Should have taken the cloth. Maybe a hatchet here? Yes, sir, Bob. Then we got knife and hatchet and encumbrance. Double corpse. Was that a corpse? Probably not. And the revolver was an excellent find. Now I can't stop here and make the teas, but I can stop in Fort Muskeg and make them. There's no chance that I'm going to the forge, even to loot, because that would involve backtracking. Which is a big no-no. Keep my trigger finger on the trigger right now, so if I the first bark I hear, or snarl, I just shoot a bullet in the ground. Yes, sir, we're gonna have a blizzard. The fog has not yet started rolling in, so we will be close to the exit in this corridor. It can't be, well, I was gonna say it can't be worse than blizzard, but a blizzard is pretty bad. So I think all we can hope for is Marsh Ridge and then go to the exit at the right time. Sort through our stuff, craft some things, not get lost would be a bonus. We might end up in the rail car. And this time I remembered to bring the can and bedroll. Awesome. Not pick up a pot. We're gonna get a pot and milk then. So now my phone blanked out, which means the fog has begun rolling in, but I'll be darned if it doesn't let you see the tracks here. So just pretend there's the fog instead of this blizzard where you can't see anything. But we did get frostbite protection. That's the main thing. Which I could have gotten just by picking some cloth and crafting double hat and mittens from the cloth. Now I remember that I shouldn't pick up much cloth, but just at the beginning, just pick up if you can pick up cloth and craft clothing, and do it because it's gonna save you looting and getting off the beaten path. The bad thing about this is I can't pick up cattails. Can only pick up the cattails I see. So the fog would have cleared now, but I can't make that happen right here. I get lucky and stumble upon the snow shelter. So I'm gonna go to these cars. So now we have to stop it and pause the game and set time and set 35. Go. We're on the timer again. Well, actually, I'm gonna stop the timer right now. Be right back. So one zone successfully cleared. Be right back. So if we stay somewhere, we have to spray with a spray can. Let's make that a rule. I do not think the monster moves closer to you when you sleep because that would nullify the. If you can't sleep, you can't run. I mean, that can't happen because then you could never stop anywhere, right? And you won't stop for long either. So I think the monster will be the least of our worries. If it's too fast, it's gonna kill too many runs too easily. So I think the monster is gonna be the least scary thing in the event. Because by necessity it will have to move so slow as to not really threaten anyone who doesn't backtrack. And if it gets you in your sleep, obviously you can't sleep. And if you can prevent that with the spray can, then obviously you can sleep. So then the monster is no threat. So I don't know. It seems like a rushed idea. Whenever somebody introduces something invisible, it's really not an addition to the game. Cue my pet peeve: invisible birds in games. Don't add bird sounds if you don't have birds in your games. It is verboten, and they should preferably be interactable, but at least show them. Um, so, for example, invisible seagulls in Bleak Inlet. So the timer has started right now, and we somehow need to make it to Marsh Ridge in this, because apparently that's I thought it was a good idea to go in this weather. Well, I didn't know it was going to turn into full-on blizzard. Good thing is that will be no wolves then. So where's my damn loot? Can probably find my way if I go across, but I want to go by the hunter's blind. No box, okay. So frig you then. So now I'm backtracking. Let's pretend, well, not for long, right? Not for long. All we need to do is follow the tracks back here. Get to the hunting blind. Get back from the hunting blind. Ooh, augers. Hacksaw is pretty useless. We'd rather starve than stop for deer meat. Why can I not throw a hacksaw away? Answers on a postcard, please. Just gonna follow the ice here. Do not want to lose the rail cars, though. And unless we got a flare in our loadout, we don't have a flare. And if I miss the hunter's blind, then so be it. Because I also have my hypothermia to think about. Cattails. Cattails are life out here. Still think I want to hug this. Because otherwise you can end up on inaccessible lands. Almost afraid of these cattails because they might be the thing that gives me hypothermia. I should have gone in better weather. Should have just passed time. Gotten the weather that I wanted and be on my merry way. As long as I keep... So now where the fuck am I? I'm at the hunter's blind. So I went in one big giant circle there. Well, at least I know where I am. You can probably not light a fire here, can you? Which is, I don't know. I don't care about this hunter's blind. It should at least work once, right? So, what I do now is follow... Surely this faces back to the exit. Follow this ridge. Not gonna pick up anything else right now. I'm gonna care about my hypothermia risk and hug this ice ice edge here until I get on I was gonna say dry land. And I did. And then I want to run forward until I hit the wall so I know where I am. This was the worst decision ever. But I should now be hugging the wall below Marsh Ridge. So let's get to the... I don't trust myself to find the climb here. So let's get to the river entrance and get in the cave. And all will be well again. Apart from our ankles. Well, I can't sprint, so I recognize this. I definitely know that I'm going the right way right now. So let's auto walk the rest of the way. I'm halfway to hypothermia. I think that's a song by AC/DC. Could be Iron Maiden. If I can walk through here, I have no bloody idea where I am. Where the hell am I right now? Let's remember this. I was at the right place. I should still be hugging the left wall. How convinced am I of this? Not very right now. I should have waited. I had a few spare minutes. I could have slept in past time until I got the weather I wanted. There's no other wall this side of the tracks, so just follow it. And if we went too far, we can go back through that tunnel and probably be on the waterfall. This does not seem right at all right now. And if I go back, I have to go back. So I just need anything that's safe. So I see stumps. Am I near a cave? Could have gone past it, and then I'd be near a cave. So let's try to find it. I might die here. That would be sad to have to do restart because of going in a blizzard. I'd like to be close to the ice just to see if I can get to the waterfall entrance, and this might be it. That was an awful long way away, and I have to use my bandage right now to fix my ankle so I can use my last energy to sprint up this water. So I went the right way all this time. I have no idea what that tunnel was. I've never gone there before. No idea. I did the right thing. I stuck to hugging the left wall, and now my run will be saved because of that, because I am awesome. My only defense is there was no blizzard when I left. And I was stressed, but well, I think it is an excuse in this challenge. I'm glad I didn't go through the tunnel. Now we can't miss it. Near the waterfall. Could get hypothermia just before we hit the entrance. Poor waterfall. It didn't get a name at all. The unnamed waterfall. So I guess we're gonna sleep naked tonight. So all my clothes is gonna be ruined and frozen. And it could be cold in here. And it is. How cold? -1. So let's get the wet and frozen clothes off us. Oh, that was wet. I'm glad I brought these spares. And that's all I get. And bedroll should protect me from frostbite. And we need to eat, drink, and sleep, and I have antibiotics now. So I will definitely eat the low-grade food, except the warm-up bonuses, maybe. Not sure. Let's eat one of these then. What? I didn't have time to eat and sleep? Well, this run is over. Fuck this game anyway. This is totally opposite to how I play the game. I play the game, so now we're gonna make a lot of water, are we? So I made it inside, but it was -1 inside, and that gave me hypothermia. So yeah, well, treatment. It's gonna tell me treatment. I never get hypothermia, so remain above freezing for 18 hours. 10 of them will start now. 18? Let's sleep 12. Take any food damage at the end. Six hours, alright. So the run is actually not over. I overreacted, and I do have a flare on me, so I could have used that, but I saved it. Found my way anyway, because I'm pro. Do it now. Light it on fire. So I have 20 minutes left, so I should be able to make it out of here. I was about to say no problem, but blizzard and hypothermia is a problem, but we're gonna solve it. And then it's not gonna be a problem. And I got all my beautiful health back. That is awesome. So let's drink this now, because we don't have enough to make tea anyway. We're gonna cook water and craft teas. Catch up on all the stuff we collected. Gonna pump the books on, because they're the worst fire time and heat for weight firewood. So craft like the wind. We need one of you, that's for sure. Although I should have crafted that at the end, because now I'm gonna... Well, I don't have double can anyway, so... let's just do this. And I guess I'm remaining above freezing when I'm doing this, so hypothermia is not so bad. It's not so bad. I'm gonna need more water, because I wanna cook some teas. So we're gonna craft and cook up everything here, and then we're gonna get birch bark and cook that up. And then when we're good and ready, we're gonna leave full musket. That's all we could do. So now I'm tired. Oh yeah, because hypothermia. Right. Lets you sleep a lot. I'm gonna take that fatigue damage and cook teas. Because I need to cook them all up, and obviously you accelerate time as much as you can in this mode. So always try to do something else while this is going on in normal play. Dun, dun, dun. Definitely. We can cook 4, so we will cook 4. I have another can. Where did I pick that up? Do I have a can opener on me? No, but I have something else to open cans with. So how much water do I have on me? Not a lot, but I can cook that while sleeping. That's fine. So now we can cut down on this and double the water output. Except we don't have water, so one can is gonna have to be water now. Finish that, you're done, cook you. Cook. And I still don't have the water, so we need to sync this up now. Don't know why I'm passing time on them when, well, I think I crafted up the last stuff. And that is the last thing we cook except for water. Do I have aqua pure? I think I do. No, I don't. So, can I craft anything? Can I craft bandages? No. So let's actually harvest. Take both these red meters right now and use this fire time to make as much water as we can here. Ripping clothes. So I want to put these on. These are nice and dry. Harvest these. "15 minutes left. Let's see if that is better than this. Nope. And this will give us 4 bandages for sprains and stuff. Now there's an alternate route, but you will lose even more then. So non-potable snow. This is gonna finish. And I have nothing to break down, so let's clean up this. If I can, I can't. So this is really bad shape. Craft bandages. that's not gonna be. That's gonna be enough for that. How many cans do I have? Well, I only have 2 cans. So I cooked up all my teas. I made some bandages. I can craft to make this burn out, and then I can sleep in the bedroll. After I drink, how much water do I have? I should feed this fire. Make a double load of. Get that. Let's get the can on. Let's get the water cooking. Water cooking. Add cedar. Sleep 1 hour after I drink a bit. Sleep. And hope that I can get the water burnt off. Yeah, no problem. So much water is that? That's good now. And because it's night in the game, I have to have a light source in here. Probably cheated a bit. That was a mistake on my part. Now, let's move home, pick up all the coal in this mine. We're still warm in here, so it is fine. Hey, Mending! There you are. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Much appreciated. Unfortunately, I had no viewers before you joined, so let's pretend I did a shout out. So everyone in chat knows who Mending the Coffee Cup is, and you know how to follow him and all that good stuff. So please do. He is recovering from stroke and all kinds of bad stuff. So I think he would be most appreciative if you followed him. If you haven't already, Jehudi, welcome, welcome. We are playing a challenge. You can type !DarkWalker to find out more. We're emulating the event, the Halloween event. And in this region, I started in Broken Railroad. I got hypothermia. I still have hypothermia. I have to get rid of it before leaving here because I have to climb a rope, and you get tired very fast when you have hypothermia. But I only have a few hours left, so unfortunately a blizzard hit just as I exited Broken Railroad. When did that ever happen before? That is so unusual to get a blizzard when you're heading out of Broken Railroad. But that is indeed what happened. But because I know the maps, I was able to find my way to this. We're not going to take any meat. So part for some cloth for bandages and crafted clothing. If you get the sewing kit, which I don't have yet, you shouldn't take any cloth on this challenge. So we're finding out some small tips and tricks that might be useful to you if you plan to play the Halloween event. So again, type !DarkWalker, one word, to find out. I'm playing on a Voyager/Stalker setting. And pretending that it's night for 30 minutes and then pretending that it's fog for 5 minutes for each region. The goal is to get, well, all the regions I can get, really. So now my first problem was wolves and tinder at the hunting lodge in Broken Railroad. My second problem was blizzard and hypothermia. And now I have 10 minutes, actually 5 minutes before the fog starts rolling in, but I think I will find the climbing spot in the fog, so I can pick up as many birch bark as I can and use these last 5, 6, 7 minutes to get as much stuff with me as I can, and then I'll drop some stuff at the rope into Milton, and then we will actually... So I'm just going to start a fire here to get water with me, because you get thirsty fast when you have a hypothermia. I don't get it that often, so I thought that was run over, but it's really that easy to handle. and frostbite is just frostbite. Doesn't affect the run in the slightest. Parasites will end the run though. So I did a Desolation Point start yesterday, and I failed all regions but the first one. I'm just being honest with you. I was a few minutes over each time, and Coastal Highway, I would say you'd need 6 or 7 minutes more. So that's basically you just try to get across it, stop at one indoor location maybe to get your stamina back to be able to sprint, and anything else is just trying to get to the end. So Coastal Highway is very big, Pleasant Valley is very big, and I was supposed to sleep 1 hour then, and well, I'll chance it then, because the fire will burn out and I'll still get my water, I hope. And I'll have to spend a match here if I don't see the exit. I do. Sometimes in case you don't see the exit, and then you have to spend a match pretending it's night in here and you don't see the exit, so you need to know how to exit, and then you have to spend a match imagining that it's night right now. So how many hours is that? Oh, hypothermia is cleared. Awesome. But I still need all the sprint I can get in my legs before, and then all I want to do is just before the timer runs out, go into Milton Basin. Going into region with anything less than full energy is a bad idea. So now I should have plenty of water. Let's drink some of that. Now I don't need warm-up bonuses right now because I found some good clothing in Broken Railroad, but we still need to restore the energy. We have found one coffee, and I had to just rush through the shed because there was just no time. I would have failed otherwise. So right now, currently, let's stop the timer so I can talk about this. I'm having a timer clock next to me, and it says 35 hours when I enter a new region. Now, I don't get new time by going into this cave because it's not a transition cave. But I think all the transition zones and transition mines will have their own 30-minute timer. Because I don't see how it could work otherwise. They would kill off the players in the transition mines and zones if you only got like 10 minutes. You would just have to exit the region and push on through and be exhausted at the end of it and have no energy for the next region, unless there happened to be an indoor location where you could sleep your energy back at the start of that region, just as you enter. So I talk too much as usual, so let's shut up and you can ask any questions in chat that you want. So I have 2.5 minutes left before I have to be out of here, so unfortunately I can't read that book that I just picked up. I don't think. So 2 minutes now. So, hey Cindy, welcome, welcome. Right now, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna sleep until I wake up. I can't sleep for that long. Just need to make sure I'm loaded up and ready to go. Might risk reading the book then. This is the stressful part right here. Let's pause the timer so I can say hello to Cindy properly. Hey Cindy, how you doing tonight? Got it all figured out? Not yet, not yet. It's you'll be here and finding out possibly some things that will help you, like not hunting ever, not harvesting the carcasses or animals ever, not cooking meat ever. I guess if you have plenty of time, you can do it. But like right now, I have 1 minute and 18 seconds to get out of this region. So I think the call is to just get the heck out. Now, if there's bad weather, I have to pass some time and sleep, pass some time and sleep until I get the weather I want. So that's what's going to take place now. So, well, you can hardly loot anything, Cindy. I give the advice that you should, if it's a big region, you should only stop at one place in that region, and you should almost not loot that place out because it will hold you back. Uh, all you should do there is just sleep until you get your energy back, so you can sprint to the exit. I haven't found a stem yet, so this is a Broken Railroad start. So basically, a lot like the bear challenge when he is constantly on your butt. Grab only what you need, then move on. Yeah, maybe it's more like, well, maybe cross between that and as the dead sleep. Obviously, less harsh weather and more loot, but like it's a speed run, but in real time, not in days. Yeah, exactly, and it's going to cost you a few seconds to cook the cans, so you eat the cans as they are. Yeah, because Hopeless Rescue is a speed run. So that's the thing. So if I do my I can show you one technique going to the cave. I just don't know. Well, if I'm gonna read the book, I'm gonna read the book in the transition cave to Mystery Lake because you can tell by the way I'm talking that this mode is stressing me out like nothing else. This is the total opposite of how I play. I play to never pass time if I can avoid it and eke out the most crafting and harvesting and looting in each day as I can, right? So this is the opposite of that. You just flee. I think the unnamed, invisible, but still somehow deadly uh, creature that is friends with the fog of death will be everywhere. So this route will end in Bleak Inlet at the cannery. So we'll see if we can get there. I need to get the heck out now. I hope it's good weather. Otherwise, I'll have to turn back past time sleep, until I get the weather, decent weather to go. It'll have to be really rotten it'll have to be a blizzard to not go right now. I was lucky enough to find the revolver, so I can fend off wolves even if it's windy. So, and I have one flare. So we're back on the timer. Three, two, one, go. So we need to check. I'm fully rested. Need to check the weather. Weather is, well, you're gonna have to pretend that it's a windless night, because that's the only thing you can't do with this code. If you type !DarkWalker, you'll find out what I'm playing, and you can use the code to practice the same. So I got 47 seconds to get out of Mr. Lake or the run is over. You also have to pretend that there's fog right now. Maybe the fog will also lower your condition, because they say it's a deadly fog. I don't know what that means, but if it means that you die after 5 minutes, or if it means that you get condition damage over 5 minutes. Now, this is not this part belongs to Mountain Town. So if I want anything from Mountain Town, I will have to sort of spend as little time here in this region as possible. So what I should do is pass up this cave, loot that out, drop stuff at the rope, probably water, go into the cave, read the book, cook some water. And what am I doing? Well, it's either matches or... Well, obviously I'm gonna spend a match. Obviously, quite obviously. I shouldn't spend more than one bullet per wolf. I'm hearing music. Are you hearing that? Oh, that's my timer. I forgot to... let's pause the game here. So we got 33.5 minutes in this region. Let's make it 33, because it's too much work editing this. So I'm using my second mobile phone that I have as a... So there we go, 33 minutes. Let's go. So we did make it out in time with about half a minute spare. And I think I'll not spend any more bullets. I'll throw torches instead, because it's not windy right now. And I will walk because I couldn't really... Well, I can sprint a little bit and still climb the first rope, and that's all that matters. Get what we can from the basin, but then we'll have to move on. My only goal here is to get matches and a pot in Milton. Clothing is pretty good. I have a wolf struggle weapon, wolf struggle tool. So all I will do in the cave between the ropes is sleep to get my energy back. And I'll read the book in the transition cave to Mr. Lake. So cattails are now not very good food because it takes a long time per calorie to eat them. So the only thing that matters is real time. So food that takes a long time to eat is gonna hurt your run. Yeah, I can't do this. I have to take everything and then go through my stuff at the base of the rope. It's the only way I know how. Hey, we got a bag of chips. They are good calories for weight. And we got matches. Awesome. So we only want a pot from Milton and then get the heck out. I'm not gonna pick these cattails. We need to be moving on. So this is a quite stressful mode. There was a firewood bin as well, but it's only gonna make me heavy. Eek. Drink all the water we want right now. And there should be no wolves from now on, so do this. So I'll actually save time, but I can't, the only factor is the weather. I'd like to not lose this windless weather when I go through Milton, so we will see here. So what I'm gonna drop is probably sticks, some tinder. Sticks, tinder. I'm carrying an extra bedroll. I could harvest that for some cold damage. Well, let's have you then. Unfortunately, we can't stay here and loot out the islands because it will be a detour. It's gonna hold me back. I just want to get to well, I'll get my pot at the farmhouse, right? I can't really pick up much else. I could moderate weather by harvesting the bedroll I have on me. I have a spare bedroll on me. Not gonna lose a lot of weight from that, so let's see my weight. I don't have to drop that much. Possibly I only have to drop the water and some sticks. Be able to climb. So another pro tip, never drop your last stone. Never do that. Keep one stone when climbing a rope, because there could be a wolf on top of that. Well, not on top of this rope, but on top of the next one. Now go into the cave and I make water sleep 1 hour, water sleep 1 hour, water sleep 1 hour. Well, I don't need water right now, so let's cut down on the number of actions. That's going to save us a few seconds. We have 27 minutes left. Can't pick any of this up. We can use it for firewood. See if we get warm in the back of the cave. Yeah, I've had this problem here with the backs of caves not being warm. Let's make sure I wear all my clothes. I do. I need a jacket. And that's why you keep one stick on you to get the best fire chance. I can make water once at least. No, I'd only have to carry it up the rope. Let's skip it. So what did I ever... And the same thing, so you pretend it's night right now. Which means I have to have firelight to read the book by. I'm not going to read it right now. But I do need to make sure that I'm warm in here. So we have a lot of coal on us, so it's time to spend that and a cedar. And then I'll pick up a cedar as compensation when I head out. And we're only gonna sleep for a couple hours. I'll be able to take some torches. Oh God almighty. So now there could be a blizzard happening. That should be enough to get me up, and no wind, awesome. And again, it would be night here, but this part of the map I think I would navigate in the night, no problem. Now we need to eat high-grade food. Hey. So, we have 23 minutes 40 seconds to get through Milton and be in the Treasure Cave to Mystery Lake. This is sort of a weird midpoint sort of rock, but I think I'll make it. If I don't, I'll be sorry. So it definitely helps to know how many energy hours each rope is. The ravine rope is 8.5 hours to climb up. And I should teach myself to... I have 6 rounds left. I'd rather spend it towards them. And keep the bullets for when it's windy. Now, should I pass up the farmhouse? I think I should, but there could be ammo there. So I'll go look for ammo in the sort of cupboard behind the kitchen, and then check the trunk for good. Let's make sure. So crafting things, breaking down things, sleeping and passing time just by pressing passing time. Doesn't take more than a few seconds real time. That's the lesson. You should waste time. Well, if they are there, I should be able to. Except I'm being stalked right now. I'll do the classic one here. Of course he goes to the shed, why wouldn't he? Let's see if the key is in here, it's not. So I'm not gonna interfere with that rabbit slaying over there. Instead I'm gonna use it to get to the key here. In here. So it's in here or on the corpse behind the house. I think it's gonna be in the last place I look. What do you guys think? No corpse here, so the corpse is behind the house. So you can sprint, you can spend energy. Probably have one of those, but let's get the key. Don't need tools. That's one thing you don't need in this event is tools. There is a chance to craft actually in a small region, and that is the Cinder Hills coal mine because it has a workbench in it. So if you can manage to get light to work by, I am not gonna pass that up. That is for sure. So that will finish eating. So let's see if I get the notches here. I got coffee. I'm glad I went here. There's a pot. Not gonna search any containers. Now, inside the transition mines, you cannot light fires normally. There has to be a fire barrel or some kind of thing like that in there. So let's see if we get some ammo. We did. So our job here is done. Just take the stuff that's out in the open. Hey, poggers, we gotta put the icon in chat. Oh, that's not it. Guntek syrup. But really, we cannot stay here and loot. Staying and looting is what we are gonna check here for coffee though. I am cold, but I'll be fine. I need to be moving on. These cannot be better than what I have. Do I have a second pair of socks? But I could get wool socks in here. I did. So put that on. Keep that on us. This is fine right now. We can grab this because I think the yeah, just spend every tool you have. You just spend it. You never sharpen your tools. You just drop the bad one. Let's drop this. And drop top. Even drop you. Potentially tear this up if we get a blizzard. It's not so bad I can't go right now. I think. Thing is, throwing flares is not reliable, but I can drop them and aim a stone. Well, I just got ammo. Let's go. He's got one for a rabbit there. But I did have one or two over here. So let's go to him while he's eating. And then do the farmhouse, and the gas station is optional because it's gonna require me to find a pry bar. To get into the gas station. No, this is Voyager / Stalker mode, which means there might be pry bar outside the gas station in a car. Don't remember exactly. It was a long time since I played Stalker below. I'm trying to learn to not talk too much, but you can stop me by saying something interesting in chat. Gonna skip the cattails. And I will have to loot because we're pretending it's night, right? So I should have lit a torch. Well, I had a torch with me inside, but I might not have been able to see anything in there because it was night. So I cheated then. So when I get to the farmhouse, I will have to light a torch or flare to see the loot out. I mean, it's not ideal weather. I feel like a burglar right now. So how many matches? Enough. So we'll pretend we can't see in here right now because it's night outside, and check the timer. I have 13 minutes left. That's way less than half the time, so I have to again loot very quickly. There can be a storm lantern in here, so let's pick you up. Get the matches. They're not here, I'm just saying. And again, I'll drop stuff at the rope. Unless I find a stem. Because then I can stem up the rope. No matches for us. Normally they're here, right? Could be a chance for coffee, but really I'm overstaying my welcome. Hey, the Fern. Welcome, welcome. We are emulating DarkWalker right now. Wow, I'm heavy. I'm gonna have to drop something. And no storm lantern. We have a secret here that we're gonna uncover. Yeah, I need to be out of here ASAP. That's a good one though. It could be better than the one I have. Because mine is at 28% and it's much better. So can I unload it? Yes, I can. Unload. And drop. Let's reload now so we don't forget. Check the secret area, sleep here, and be on our way. So we have 10 minutes. It does that sometimes for all kinds of containers. Just drop the torch you're carrying. kind of weird. So we got a secret here in this closet. Yeah, just take everything. I'll sort it at the door and then at the rope. Main point being I can drink and sleep. I feel like I'm overstaying my welcome here. We have to check in the trunk, right? And we're glad we did. I should actually use the bind for that. I can't search all these drawers. I'm running out of time here. Down to seconds. Some kit and ammo. I'll take that, that's for sure. So do I want this? Yes. So I need a fresh torch to be able to break this down. I still can't. Ooh, and rifle ammo. We don't need that. Tons of tinder, but we can't use that. And I don't. Doesn't matter which bed is the best. We need to eat, drink, and sleep right now. So just eat. I should eat low-grade food. And I didn't finish it. Didn't get food poisoning. Drink. Put on the Cowichan sweater. It's actually worse. So drop it. I'm not going to repair anything because I need to do that next to a fire. Yeah, I can't carry it up the rope. Just can't. Hey, there's my well fed. Just on time. So this might actually be a pretty decent run for a lot of players. You'd get the well fed before or after the ropes. And that would then be your last ropes ever in the run. So again, I need to spend a match here. Sounds good outside. I should probably just go, but let's have a few torches. So maybe I don't have to drop as much. And I have the sewn kit now, so maybe I could repair the Cowichan sweater in the cave. Cowichan. I am over. I gotta move away that much. I can drop the water. Let's get the. Because it's such a good sweater. I miss it much. Now, for that I'll need cloth, and it might help me right now. Well, if I have decent windless weather, I want to go right now. I have 1.5 minutes until the deadly fog sets in. So let's be by the rope at Milton Park before the 5 minutes. That's when the fog is going to come rolling in, and then I have 5 minutes to get to the exit. I think that's doable. And I just have to run like the wind right now. Temperatures don't matter, wolves don't matter, nothing matters, just getting to the exit. I heard footsteps. I heard you. Okay. I have to deal with this guy. And do get out of their way when they scare, because if they get close enough to you, they can glitch into a struggle with you. But now he's the right side of me, but it's a fog even though there's no deadly fog yet, not in 30 seconds, so this is the road to Milton Park. I'm gonna skip the gas station, don't have time for that, and the wolf is the right side of me. I actually should scare him away right now, because I might have another wolf in front of me. And that got him off me. And right now, the deadly fog is starting, so we're not at the rope yet. Just worrying. So will I fumble this zone? Will this be the end of my run? Did I spend too much time in the farmhouse? So what I'm probably gonna do is climb down the rope. You can build a goat down without climbing the rope, and that would save me some energy, but I think what I want to do is climb down the rope, go in the cave, sleep back my energy, climb up the other rope, and be out of here. So even with the fog, let's say we get in the event, you're gonna get this deadly fog. I'm just gonna check in here for ammo real quick, and I do need my hand grip, so Solent I'll take. If these are better than the ones I have, nope. And the flare shell I take. So you have to skip over a lot of stuff. And every container you loot is gonna remove 2 seconds from your run. 2 or 3 seconds. Now on low difficulty, I think there's a knife on one of these tables. Don't really have time to. Ooh, no, thought it was. Would have taken the small arms handbook, but for right now. Is it here? So we need to get down this rope, which means we need to lose 3 kilos. So let's drink and drop. Uh, what day I'm on doesn't matter, Stinger. We're on a different. So we got the fog rolling in, so I'm gonna stop the timer so I can explain what we're doing. If you want, you can type exclamation point DarkWalker, one word, in chat, and that will tell you what I'm doing. So I'm on a timer right now, and I have 3 minutes left on the timer to get out of this region, or the run is over. So I'm emulating the conditions under which Hinterland has said the Halloween event is going to be played out on. I have to imagine some things. I have to imagine a fog right now, which is not very hard because there is a fog. But I also have to imagine that there's nighttime all the time, which means you can't repair clothing without firelight, you can't read books without firelight, things like that. So that's a generic code for the kind of setting you would have for 4 Days of Night or DarkWalker, which I don't know is going to be Voyager / Stalker. So it's a setting in between Voyager and Stalker in difficulty, and it allows a revolver and rifle because I think the event will, and it starts you off at night, and then you can select what region you want to start in. And the goal is to clear as many regions as you can. And from my timer right now, I have 3 minutes to climb down this rope, sleep my energy back, climb up the other rope, and get out. I might not succeed. I might be a few seconds too late because I don't have a stem. So I've paused the timer just to explain that, and then here we go. 3 minutes counting down. Three, two, one, now. Now we need to drop all the water, all, drop all the sticks, any spare books we have on us, anything that's heavy, like this one. And there we go. Should have thrown my torch down, but I can't worry about these things. I'm on a clock. And I think I can climb the other rope if I don't sprint to the cave and sleep right now. I could sleep 1 hour. I can drink my coffee. So I will do both at the end of the rope. And there's a fog, so I need to light this torch right now. I don't know if that means a wolf is here. It's quite rare. Yeah, I can't really stop for anything. And then I need to find the rope. Seem to be going the right way, so there we are. That's a quite long rope, so I'm gonna take cold damage here. Drink a coffee and climb the rope. Might wake up to a wolf, we'll see. Let's have the gun out. Drink that coffee. I'm down to 20 seconds. This is gonna be the end of my run. Fuck! This is what I hate about the challenge. The fixed time limit. And that is the end of my run. So I have to start over now. So do we want to see more? Do we want to find out more about this run? Well, I think when I play the event, I'm going to play it in very small portions, like 2 hours at a time. So let's see how long I've played tonight. This is not my normal stream night. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, but I will have to put in some practice here. But I don't want to be aggravated either. So 2.5 minutes. Hey, barbecue chicken. In with the raid. Welcome, barbecue chicken. I guess that makes it then. You come just as I failed my run. So, second day in a row that I failed this practice for DarkWalker. So I'm very close to exiting Milton right now. As you can see in the stream title, this was a broken railroad start. Welcome, Maria. And welcome all you other good raiders. And welcome, barbecue chicken. New run hype then. Well, I was saying that when I play the event, it's so stressful to me because it's the total opposite of how I play the Long Dark and how the devs want us to play the Long Dark, namely thoughtfully. I like to think things through and try to get as much done in each day. Absolutely parallel craft and cram as much as I can in each day and never pass time, Whereas here, only real time matters. My hire, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Flare fam. So I said in the event, just to save some stress on my soul from from having to play on a clock, I will cut it up into small portions, like 2 hours at a time, and then I'll quit and play on the event the next day. Because otherwise I'll do what I just did and curse and be grumpy. So I am gonna heed my advice, but since you raided, uh, Mystery Lake can take a bit of time to traverse. So Hinterland has said you have 30 minutes plus 5 minutes of deadly fog. If you want to find out more about the challenge, you can type !DarkWalker to find out what I'm using to practice this. I'm imagining that it's night all the time, and I'm imagining that the deadly fog arrives after 30 minutes. And I have a timer next to me that tells me when I failed my run, like just now. So if I would have spent, say, 1.5 minutes less in Milton, then I would have made it through. So I think you should make a point of just looting one single location in each region. Just pick one. If you try to loot two, you're gonna fail. Unless the region is very small, like Winding River or a transition cave. So I think the transition caves will have their own 30-minute timer. So I was loading up on stuff to do here. So I can do that to demonstrate that transition caves can be sort of a refuge. You can get stuff crafted, you can read books and get more what counts in the event in Halloween on Thursday. It opens up on Thursday, and what counts is the number of minutes you have played this game before the monster gotcha. The get the fuck out monster. That's what I call the invisible entity. So, I'm pretty sure that when you show the time of day, instead of time of day, it's going to show uh, the moon in the center like it does for 4 days of night and a time that you have left. Just as if you play a challenge, a speedrun challenge like Hopeless Rescue, it tells you how many days you have left, right? In the top right corner. So I think it's going to be like that. You press the button to display time of day and it shows you how much time you have left. But I'm going to have a timer next to me during the event like I have now because I have to see that all the time. If I forget to press the button to see the time, then I will get caught up in something. Oh, I need to repair this item of clothing before it ruins or something. And then I'll forget the time and then I'll press the time and then it's going to be too late to exit the region. So let's pretend that I got 1.5 more minutes in this region. I did what I could, I really did. So even Milton, even you have to go through Milton Basin and then head straight for the rope. If you only loot one spot, then I think you can make it. But even so, you're cutting it close. Even if you have 5 minutes left when you're at the top of the rope at Milton Park, those 5 minutes are not going to be enough to get you to the exit. So yes, you did, Guntech. What did I do? So because the timer is up, I can't loot anything from this. That would be cheating. And this is really cheating also, but next time I'm going to start in a different end region. You can also start in Timberwolf Mountain, but you can't really summit because I tested that. You're enjoying the stream. Awesome. That is all that matters, Cindy. That's what it's all about. Oh, I did everything I could. Well, I shouldn't have stopped at the Grey Mothers. I shouldn't have looted Grey Mothers. I did get a Coalition sweater out of it that I can repair now. But, yeah, that was the error. I should have either skipped the farmhouse or skipped Grey Mothers. And I thought about skipping the farmhouse and I went searching for the key. And those 1.5 minutes could have been all that I needed. So if I'd have skipped the farmhouse, went straight to strip Grey Mothers, I would have been fine right now. So now let's start the timer. Timer started. So I think these transition mines, because it couldn't really work any other way. If they made the transition mines 10 minutes, they couldn't make them 5 minutes because it can't take more than 5 minutes to go through them. So let's say they made them 10 minutes. What that's going to do is make you unable to get out into the new region with full energy. And that's going to set you back majorly, uh, even though it just takes a few seconds to sleep in the cave. It would be too much, I think. So I think Winding River, Ravine, this transition mine and all the other transition mines. Not the one to Marsh Ridge, because that's within one region. Not between regions, but I think the transition mines will actually give you a new timer. Oh yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. I have to pretend that it's night and that I couldn't go through it. This would be so dark I couldn't go through it, right? So I have to do this now. Now you can spend all the sprint you want because it only takes a few minutes to sleep in here. And possibly 3 times as many seconds to adjust when you get bad weather. Excuse me. You would adjust by passing time and sleeping at the exit until you get the weather you want, and then you go out. Yes, I think they will count as a full region, and so will the transition zones, like Winding River. I don't think they could do it any other way. What if a player does his best to sprint to the exit, stims to get to the exit, and makes it, and gets into the new transition zone or mine completely exhausted, and you have a 5-minute timer to get out? I'm not saying that Hinterland has playtested this event, because I think 30 minutes is not enough to go across Pleasant Valley, for example. Even if you never ever go inside and just tank the cold damage all the way through. So yeah, well, it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. I'm just reasoning things out how it must be. That's how I like my logic. If I can reason out how it must be, then it can't be any other way. That still does not mean that they can't surprise me and have something completely different in the cards for us. So we dropped all the water, so we need to make fresh water. Drop the water at the top of the rope. And also there will be chances for misclicks in this event, because you have to sort of go through your inventory and click on things so fast. Probably have a tea craft that I can cook. No? Cook coffee then. And you do want to accelerate time in this mode. everything is set up for complete, heart attack. I'm gonna pick up this fire because the water's not boiled yet. And I need to put on this fast to save it from boiling off in 1 minute. Okay, let's make some warm water then. Because I need this anyway, and I need the fire to read, remember? And I need the fire to mend clothing. Hey, Kimiota! In with a raid! Welcome, Kimi, and welcome, raiders. We are stressing through this. We are cheating right now. Which I guess is not the best introduction to a raid, but welcome, Kimmy, and welcome, raiders. Come on, little fire. Yeah, we're definitely. Let's see. Yeah, I can. Well, I have to relight it now. So this mode is stressful. Terry Vero, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Lixie, you are always welcome. Great to see you. So I failed Milton. If you want to find out what challenge I'm playing right now, type !DarkWalker, one word, and you will get the code for this, which is just a Voyager slash Stalker custom mode that starts you off in the night in the region you choose. And you have to pretend, you have to have a timer next to you. Let me pause the timer and the game. I think also that the game will have to pause the timer when you pause the game, because otherwise you couldn't answer the door or answer the phone. So I think that will, I'm predicting some things here and finding out some small things that I can do differently, because DarkWalker, the Halloween event, will be played totally opposite how I play the game. Play the game to squeeze as much as I can do into each day and never pass time unless I have to. But here you can sleep and pass time until you get the weather you want. Pretend that it's night, so you have to light your light sources if you're inside a dark indoors location, because you wouldn't see anything in there. So that command tells you the basics of it anyway. So I have 20, I think that transition zones and transition mines, not including the one to Marshrid because it's within the region of Fort Muskeg, will count as separate regions. I don't see how they could give you suddenly a 10-minute timer or a 5-minute timer, because you would have to rush through the cave so fast that you would be exhausted at the end and be severely hampered heading into the next region. So these are all my speculations, nothing else, and that's the point. I'm trying to imagine and dream what this will be like on Thursday. Back to lurking, you working? That's fine. So that is it. So because I think the transition mines will get a 30-minute timer on them, plus the deadly fog. I think that I can spray a glyph here and catch up on mending clothing, reading books, crafting teas. So crafting and cooking teas will set you back, and you might not need them. You might only need them at the start. Then you get better clothing, but looting clothes will also take time, like 2-3 seconds per container. So I found out Kimi is probably not gonna cheat. I don't know how he can answer for himself how well suited he think his playstyle is to this event, or if his playstyle is sort of towards the opposite like mine. Trying to get as much stuff done in a day as possible. But it's he says he is. He said it on the stream. Okay. Well, it is very harsh. I think if they say They're play testers. I don't know how much they play tested this mode because we all know that they had to nerf the cabin fever in the last one because I didn't protest it, and I think this event it will be up for a day, and then someone unbeknownst to us will complain about something irrelevant, and they will fix that instead of the real problem, which is the short timer. So problem regions, coastal highway, Bleak Inlet, Pleasant Valley, because they're big. So even if you do everything you can, even if you don't stop once in an indoor location just to sleep and get warm and get energy back, those regions are big and they will be very close to the 30 minutes. So yeah, welcome Spartacus Maximus. He's another long dark player and a quite skilled one, I must say. Uh, and again, I talk too much. I'm trying to catch up with chat. I've had 3 raids in a row. Let me give Kimiura a shout out here, and also forgot do head to Barbecue Chicken. Give him a follow. He's a long dog streamer and he's working towards 500 days on Loper. A mighty goal indeed. And Kimmy is someone who anyone who plays long dog should know. He is a grandmaster at this game. With I made the wrong call the other time. I'm gonna say 7,000 hours in the game. I hope that I overdo it this time. So that should give you some idea about his experience. So give these guys a follow by all means. Well, he's the king, I'm the prince. Anyway, um, that's the game paused. Now I won't mute my mic. It's just that I will interact with chat and time will be lost and I will mess up this cave now in 30 minutes. But give me your energy. Let's get through this cave and let's try to repair the Cowichan sweater and read the book. 3, 2, 1, timer's on. I'm not asking chat to be quiet. That is the worst idea ever. Ask me questions, do anything you want. I'm just saying, this streaming this game with a big crowd and responding to chat is might wreck a run. That's all I'm saying. Because of the strict time requirements. So we need light in here because it's nighttime. Even though it's light in here, it's nighttime, right? Because it's the event. So we need a long fire to read this book. And then I'm going to sleep for as long as I want because it only takes a few seconds. Yeah, let's do this. Accelerant is going to be a thing. Tools, you'll never ever need to pick up tools in this event. And I can spend all the coal I found in this cave, drink some water, read the book, finish it all in one go. Should have drunk a soda. And you don't have time to think through your decisions either. That's the only book I want to read to make me spend less. Cloth. Do I have any cloth on me? I have 6 cloth. By golly, that should let me repair this. I don't want this to burn out. No problem. Okay. Let's catch up on clothes repairs and yeah, I might then be able to skip looting clothing altogether from now on. So there's this hump you can get past. And then you'll not loot as much anymore, but I'm not there yet. And I'm wearing 7, yeah, they were damaged in the blizzard. I went through Full Muskeg in the blizzard. And I got hypothermia, but actually hypothermia doesn't cost you anything but calories and water. So it was, hypothermia is fine. Frostbite is fine. Parasites, not so much. That's gonna end the run. Oh, show, and I got well fed and I'd like to keep it. It's gonna make me sprintier. It's warm enough already, so I can prolong that. Let's have a look at the clothing. I'll tear up clothing after this. I should definitely wear the... So I can now move this in, move that out, tear that up after. I have leather, I think, but they're fine. Anything below 80 gets repaired until the fire burns out. Ba 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 ba. I want to rescue these. That also took a beating in the blizzard. I should have past time slept to get out of Broken Railroad at a time when there was no snow in the air. But I was on a timer and I wanted my starting region to be successful. So I failed now. Just want to make that clear. I'm just playing this to see if I can get across Mystery Lake in 30 minutes. Because it's quite a big region, right? Oh, glad you remind me. I needed to do this actually. Danger. Well, avoid. Let's pretend avoid is put the monster away, and go direction is attract the monster. I don't think there will be any time for anyone to stay at any one place, so the only danger is backtracking. So I guess you keep 2 spray paint cans on you at all times, but really, you'll be moving so fast that the monster, if he can't catch up with you, then it's going to be an unplayable mode, and then therefore I think the monster will be quite slow. And as long as you don't backtrack, you will have no problem staying ahead of him at all without glyphs. That's my prediction. Keep this fire burning and repair clothing. Because remember, repairing clothing only takes a few seconds, right? IRL. Oh, so we need cloth, so we'll spend some of this harvesting the 10 minutes ones. Because I don't want to spend, I want to spend this firewood on repairs, not on tearing clothes down. So I had 7 failed repairs on my previous one in a row. That's a record for me. Now, I need to eat. And I will sleep now, so I'll eat the bad food. Yeah, you will have to do everything you can just to get through the region, even if it's a relatively small one. If it's a medium or small one, you might make it. If it's a big one, you might not be able to get across it just by sprinting and walking, sprinting and walking. I'm spending these warm-up bonus now because I finally have some cooked teas to my name. Well, you can't loot too much. I recommend to stop at one place in each region and loot that out. And that will be what you get. And another one. Let's give the game one more chance to poison me. Right now I'm spending my tools, but I don't care. After a while, you cannot start caring about your tools, or you will be going bananas. Got 1 hour for repairs. Do I have any repairs left to do? Do I have any cloth? I do not. Loot the dam, yeah, that's gonna be likely. Well, it's gonna take like 10 minutes to walk through the dam. Well, no, not quite. It's gonna take 6 minutes. But you get a false sense of time when you play this mode. Everything goes by so fast. I'd rather repair this. Then when the fire burns out, I can harvest all the cloth I want and then sleep. So these are fixed now. Any cloth left? No. 11 minutes, take a torch. Actually, I'm gonna take a few more torches here. Definitely not the safe. The safe is gonna take you 4 or 5 minutes, depending on if you mess up or not. So skipped all the safes in all my runs so far. So check afflictions and craft and tear down. Craft it all. Check my time at 20 minutes left, so I shouldn't be completely stressing out here. So as you can see, each of these actions only take a few seconds each, which means you can actually do some crafting. You can even forge here, but crafting, well, forging and making bow and arrow, well, if you succeed, if it's a small region, like Broken Railroad, if you're lucky and get the hacksaw, but yeah, how would the maples and birch cure? Never. You might have them cured at the end of your run. So I think bow and arrow, unless you find them, is ruled out. So I had a spare bedroll. One is on the ground. Let's double check that. So let's harvest this now. I can tag some damage. But let's drink some water. Oh, I had a soda. So this is when we can really spend some time going through our backpack and throw away some stuff we don't need, etc. I still don't have a storm lantern. Might find one at Trappers if I go there. We can also pause the game and the timer and plan the route through Mystery. I'd like to just go along the tracks. It just makes most sense. And after a while, you have enough loot, so there's nothing you want in the region. And then, yeah, let's go along the tracks and see how much time we have left at the end of it, and stop only at the camp office. Only loot a little bit, not loot the dam, and get out into Winding River, because it's going to be Winding River, Pleasant Valley, Coastal Highway, and we finish in the cannery at Bleak Inlet. That's going to be my finale. I don't think the entity is visible. Cindy was making the joke there. There's enough, perfect amount of water. Not sure I'm gonna drop much of this. So let's keep harvesting clothing that we're not wearing. I can probably drop some tinder at this point. I'd struggle for tinder. And if I have time left over here, I am gonna light a fire again and repair up all my clothing. Because then I can sort of justify not going for clothing. We're gonna cook up these. We're not gonna climb any ropes from here on, apart from the one in Bleak Inlet. So I don't know how much sense it makes to cook up more coffees right now. So this is how you should play it. You should play the long dock thoughtfully, and that's what the devs are saying too. But this event is going to be the opposite of that. always think I miss really amazing loot. I don't check everywhere. Well, the most amazing loot is going to be outside containers for the most part, unless you're talking about a trunk, like at Grey Mother's or the farmhouse in Milton or at the summit or something like that. Then there's going to be awesome loot in containers. You might also get some matches and a tin of coffee in one container somewhere in Milton, things like that. But for the most part, the good stuff is going to be outside containers, I think. So that's one rule that I followed in this challenge as well, to not start clicking containers, because 3 seconds per container is going to lose you the run. So we got 11 cloth, so let's spend them on repairs. This is finished now, but it's firewood. I'm going to burn that. Might need some food in us after this. Drop some of you, even though you don't weigh much. And the rest of the cheese I should. No, I have 3 of these and that's all I got, so that's fine. Being stressed also makes me word less good. Gonna watch the experts. I'm not an expert on this event at all because the event has not started. What I'm trying to do is give me some idea about some things I can, because it's so foreign to me, this sort of IRL speedrun. It's like saying, I did the Hopeless Rescue in 43 minutes real time, but he did it in 14 days instead of 1 or 2 days in game. So it's very foreign to me, so I need to adjust my thinking. I'm a better player than you are, Spartacus. I try to be good at this game, but I'm not always. I sometimes mess up. We all know that. So, let's have a fire, because I have 14 minutes. I have 9.5 minutes until the deadly fog comes in this cave. But we should be safe from the glyph over there, maybe. Maybe transition zones will have a 30-minute timer, and the glyph will protect you in here and make the monster slower. So maybe if you spam the glyphs in here to slow them down really much, then you will have 30 minutes. But if you don't, the monster might catch up with you in these transition mines. That might be how it works. We don't know. I'm just speculating. Let's spend this book then. I didn't complete it, but I read 5 hours. Well, it's too late now. Do I have mending 5? Where's my skills? Where's my skills? Skills. Mending. No, I didn't, because I cooked water and broke it off. Crapola. Didn't I read the 5 hours? Weird. I had 6 hours on my energy meter. I'm pretty sure I read the book for 5 hours. I had 6.5 hours on the fire. That's totally weird, but I might have messed up then. Anyway. Let's put 1 coal on. And you can't line stuff up. You can't, you can harvest torches. It's gonna be like eating cattails. Cattails are bad food in this event because each time you eat them, it's gonna be more IRL time per calorie when you eat cattails. Whereas if you eat a candy bar or a canned piece of food, then you will get more calories in the same amount of time. So 1.5 hours to repair clothing. Let's go. So 7 minutes to repair clothing should do me just fine. I can chill a little bit in here. Get this done. Yeah. Try it. And it failed, and that's what my last leather. So let's do the rest of the clothing. So it's gonna punish me because I'm not carrying the mending book right now. So 3 times in a row, or 4. Now it's actually realistic, and that took me 1.5 hours? What the heck? Well, we have the firewood to spend, so we're gonna spend it. And the matches. Again, totally opposite to normal gameplay. And we're gonna have to be quick with the coal here. Yeah, like Athenon, he might, I'm not saying he will enjoy this. He might get more grumpy than I got the other day. But he's a loot and scooter. He's has a good flow to his game. He doesn't mess around. He just walks from place to place and picks up sticks on the way, and nothing is ever a problem. And what might make him grumpy is him being completely unable to find time to line up stuff that he leaves behind. So 11 minutes, so 6 minutes until the deadly fog. And the deadly fog might bring down your condition. Uh, yeah, exactly. So again, exclamation point DarkWalker should tell a story. So I have 2 hours now to repair my socks on the fourth try. Fifth try. Hey boy. And that failed because I ran out of fire. So that's, well, I have to spend the coal. I have to do this. And that will then let me not loot clothes anymore. So we will sprint across Mr. Lake, stop in camp office, sleep energy back, sprint to the dam. As soon as we're out the door in Winding River, I'm gonna make a save, and that's gonna be the end of the stream, unfortunately. Because I said I would only play this in... Oh boy, saved it. So another 2 hours. Will we be able to repair one item of clothing in 2 hours? Only time will tell. So 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Decent jeans, that's not good enough. And there's no point carrying stuff for your snow shelter. Although it might have helped me in Full Muskeg, maybe. That's more important, so let's do that one. Let's make sure we have fire time on there. Gotta be another coal. Out of cloth, so how many torches? 9. Pick up a couple torches here and well, let's actually make some water then. Because I have 3 minutes to harvest this now. And I almost spent my sewn kit as well. I should have started the water. Come on now. That's not gonna be enough, so let's take the lowest torch and harvest that. And then sleep 12 hours, check the weather, and get out into the next region. Should be good. Might need another stick, so let's harvest that too. Well, I have to get used to it, because I might need it, and then every action is going to take so many seconds off of the 30 minutes, you know. So if I practice and don't do the things I need to do, then... So if I put this on, definitely this will boil, so let's drink, and Actually, I'm gonna eat bad food first. Uh, Now, Mr. Lake is not as big as Pleasant Valley, which means I don't think I will need warm-up bonuses for this region. I'm gonna save them for uh, Coastal Highway and Bleak Inlet. And Coastal Highway is going to be shorter because we don't have to go all across it. Just have to go from the mine, Pleasant Valley mine, to the exit. So trying to plot out the best route here. Repel and attract. Well, distraction, I suppose. Same way you use stones to attract a wolf to the stone, and then you go somewhere else. So you could possibly attract the monster to go the opposite way of you where you intend to go. And then the monster will go there, and then he will be further behind you. Because you went the other way. So this will be fine. Let's drink, check afflictions, clothing, need a jacket. So all we need is a jacket right now, and then we're perfect. So I might have a blizzard after this. So right now the deadly fog is starting, but I won't be here waiting for it. So on day 4, can do this in the dark. If I don't, I see the exit, so I don't have to spend a match right now. I can pick this up and go to the exit and check the weather. And if the weather is good, I'm going. Some manly screams from Barbecue. There will probably be some, I don't know. I don't curse much, but I can't promise anything for the event. That looks good. I'm going to pause right here. We came out with 4 minutes to spare, so I'm going to stop the timer right now. I'm going to set it for this region. And I'll be right back, and we're going to do Mystery Lake and see if we can go across it in 35 minutes. Be right back. So there are 4 end regions to start from, and the reason you want to start in an end region is uh, to get more time in the event. So for me, the goal is to maximize the number of minutes I spend on the event without succumbing to the invisible entity. And that is counted in regions because each region is 30 minutes plus 5 minutes deadly fog. So it says deadly fog, so presumably it's gonna take some condition from you. Gonna start coughing, possibly, and you will get an affliction like that will take some health from you. Uh, and there are 11 regions in the Long Dark. So the absolute maximum you could get theoretically is 11 times 35 minutes. Because once you leave a region, you can't go back. The region you leave is locked forever. It's going to block you from going back in there. So you can't pop into a region for just a few minutes. Let's say you are going from Bleak Inlet to Milton and you want to just peep into Broken Railroad. You can't do that because you just spent some time in Fort Muskeg and that blocks off Fort Muskeg from you. So if you go into Broken Railroad, so that means not all regions are available, and that means the maximum is less than 11. And the longest one is the Desolation Point start. I've done 2 such starts. The first one was an utter fail. I was just a little too late to get to the exit. The second one was a success, but Coastal Highway was a fail because it's a big region. You have to go across it, and I only stopped at Quonset. But what I did wrong was go to the you. You probably have to skip the. Yeah, you have to skip. I did. I made a boo-boo there. You can't go into the. If you're passing through Coastal Highway, you cannot peep into the mine to Pleasant Valley either, because as soon as you try to go back, it's going to block off Coastal Highway for you. So the reason why Decimal Point is a good start is because you go on the right way into Bleak Inlet. You can only go into Bleak Inlet either as the last region ever or passing through it from the ravine because of the rope that you have to attach in Bleak Inlet to get down to the cannery. So there are 4 end regions: Desolation Point, Timberwolf Mountain, Broken Railroad. Those 3, this is the 3rd one now that I've tested. In Timberwolf Mountain, I tried twice to summit, and twice I was about, I would say you need about 6 more minutes to, if you spawn near the Mountaineer's Hut. If you spawn near the 3-way cave, maybe, but you'd be risking your run. But it would be a good start. You'd have the flare gun, you'd have good clothing, especially if you just loot out designated containers of clothing and chance at a stem maybe, and some food. That's it. It's gonna make scary sounds, I'm sure. Uh, so then you whip out your spray paint can and put one marker on the ground, and then you move on. Stop Gundek from talking too much. That's a funny one. That's a new one actually. And you are doing the right thing. And the 4th one is HRV, of course, which might be a good start. You're gonna lose out on. Let's see what is it. So HRV, Milton, Full Muskeg, Mystery Lake. Otherwise, you'll miss out on Full Muskeg. Could end in Full Muskeg. You might be able to sneak. Let's see here now. HRV, Milton, Mystery Lake, Winding River, Pleasant Valley. You can't go Timberwolf Mountain. You're gonna miss one either way. You're gonna miss 1 or 2 of the end regions and any connectors connected to it. So HRV start means you can't go Crumpling Highway to Sleep Point. So you're gonna lose 3 in all. So that makes it slightly worse than as bad as this start, I would say. But yeah, the route would then be HRV, Milton, Mystery Lake, Winding River, Pleasant Valley, Coastal Highway, Bleak Inlet, the right way, Follow Muskeg, Broken Railroad. So it's not too bad. Yeah, I guess so. Because it's gonna slow it down, and then you move fast away from that spot, and then you have some distance again. But again, you have to move so fast to get it, just to get through the region that the monster might be the least of your worries. So those are the 4 end regions. So we are going to do an HRV start tomorrow to find that out. It's going to play a little bit similar to this. Try to not. So the Milton one is probably going to be about the same. So why is my phone at 14%? It's fully charged before. Okay, let's stop talking and get Mystery Lake done. I should be able to go through it in 30 minutes. So 3, 2, 1. Sorry about that. I had my phone that I'm using as a timer uh, ran out of batteries. An old phone, a Sony Xperia, the first model, and I just use it as an alarm clock by my bed. So that is definitely useful. So if I get any time left over here, so this might be chill now. If you get through Milton, you might find this. We're gonna pick up that cleaning kit. You might find some time left over after this. Now I can't go into the ravine now. That's gonna be saved for the end of the run. So the finale is in Bleak Inlet, Coastal Highway, Ravine, Bleak Inlet. So I can't touch the ravine right now. So one attracted, the other one scared, as you saw there. Now there's no point in damaging them. Just so that method you saw there, that's completely reliable. They will take turns though, so I'll have to do this until the end of the road here. Which is why you always keep one stone on you. After you have 4 seconds to aim right now. Otherwise they will charge at you and you need to make way so they don't glitch into a struggle when they get extremely close to you. I'm gonna kite this one to the rail car. I'm gonna see if he goes the right way, because then I'm rid of both of them. So you aim once to hook them, then they stop and growl. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. You wait 5 seconds. You're shit out of luck. He did not run the right way, so. So it's important to keep distance, right? Even though I want to be the right side of him, I can't get too close to him because he will then start attacking me before I drop the torch. He will still stop and growl, but I prefer this method where you are the right distance. You drop the torch by equipping a weapon. And I've tested that it doesn't matter how you put the torch on the ground, just that you put the torch on the ground. You shouldn't have the torch in your hand when you do this. He's gonna follow me to dam, isn't he? And yes, I'm looting right now, but this is gonna be quickly overdone with, and I got some more revolver ammo. Important note, this is not a window, that's a grill. It can blow out your fire in here. Just in case you didn't know. Is there anything behind here? Nope. Now if I can avoid him, I will. And here's another prepper's cache spot. Let's see, right up. I can't aim right now, but well, I can aim right there. If you want to go look for them during Halloween, get some extra presents and maybe some pumpkin pie. Now, if there's a moose up and I have plenty of time left, I might show you a completely safe way of killing the moose with a revolver. But I did want to do this. Stop at the camp office. Loot quickly. So you should be in the middle here because there can be wolves this side and this side. And if they get line of sight to you when you look at them, they will bark and run after you. So if you're too far to the sides, if you're not too far to the sides, you can avoid the line of sight. I heard footsteps here. Yeah. I hear ya. And I have no stink on me, so this fence is safe. I'm gonna see if I can scare Wolf through the fence. And yes, you can. So the trailers we're gonna loot out, since I think we have plenty. Oh, hey boy. So that time I didn't have to hook him. He started his attack run anyway, but he'll still stop and growl at a fire, a red flare, or a torch that is burning on the ground. And then you have, as I say, you have 4 seconds. So do I need that firewood? Stim. By golly, there should be a chance of a stem somewhere in this world. Got 3 stems on a previous run, so it certainly is possible. So basically you should unequip anything when you peep out the door, because the wolf can be close enough for you to... So he's scared when I went out the door. I heard deer footsteps, so it's safe to... Because if you have anything equipped, look at this. This is why. Well, now it appeared fast enough. Maybe they fixed it then. But if you have like a weapon or something equipped, then it's gonna animate for a second, preventing you from clicking the door fast enough if the wolf is, you know, right outside ready to struggle with you. Here, Zach, are you still in chat? We need your emote. We got the ear app. That is pretty darn awesome. So we'll get our time when I am at the Winding River door. Might be a pry barn here. Now I think I'm gonna make it with a fair bit of margin, because I'm already here, right? So we do the same thing again, get a fresh torch, so it doesn't burn out inside. And that inside, so we're unequipped, crouch, and get a wolf right outside the door. We turn 180 and equip the door. And we did, so. That's the fresh one. Now, they can scare, I should have closed the door, because they can scare inside the fence, and they can also be, if you have stink on you, they just walk through the fence like it's not there. So that is a bug that will be fixed as soon as somebody reports it. So there could be a wolf in here, but he would have barked right now. So now, how many torches do I have? I have the storm lantern. I'm gonna use the storm lantern. Maybe. Let's draw some torches. Let's check my timer. I have to switch from the chat now. So we got 10 minutes until the deadly fog. So it's not like you have a ton of time. Why not? Oh yeah, I can put it here, right? Why can I not place this fire? Well, I can't do that because the torch is too low. I'm playing like Sloper, but yeah. Now I dropped the other lamp oil because the containers were too small. It wouldn't count as accelerant anyway. But we might get in luck and get a jerrycan. If you get a jerrycan, hey, Graffin, welcome, welcome. I always say welcome, but you know, if I say welcome and you have been watching for like an hour already, take it as a hello. So we're gonna grab some torches here. Now, if I were to do this in a big region, that would hurt my run. I would risk not being able to get through the region. Because I checked my timer and I know I have 10 minutes until Deadly Fog. I can afford to do this and even to drop the bad torches, maybe. I'm gonna spend a bunch of torches in here. Let's take all the torches we can. I'm gonna get water in there so I don't have to make any water on the fire. Keep the well fed. And I don't really have to be fast through here. I just want to be through here. So now we have 8 minutes, let's call it. Let's double check that. 8 minutes. So 2 minutes just from doing that. Walking from the trailer to here. There's a jerrycan. If you get a jerrycan, use it because the accelerant will. So I'll just take stuff in lockers and stuff laying around outside containers. And I'll only take a jacket right now because I repaired all my clothing. I will take a spare pair of underwear though. And a pair of gauntlets, why not? It is better, I'll take it. Take the cartridge. So I said 8 minutes, and I said it would take 6 minutes to go through here with scant looting. Now, do I go to the medical locker upstairs? I do not. Because that would be backtrack. Ooh. And you take all the water you can find, because obviously that will save one action of cooking water and stopping and making fire and lighting it, and you know, so water is life out here. So we skip the upstairs and try to loot as little as we can. It is hard for me. Gotta be looking for the stem. No stem here. I'll take it because it's a jacket. Skip on all of this because we don't have time. And it probably took me a minute to get from the trailer to the opening and draw the torches, at least. So let's have the time now and subtract. So I have 5 minutes from now, so 6.5 minutes. If I get lower than that, I was wrong in saying it takes 6 minutes to go through here. Price wrecker, take that. So what do we get here? A stem. Lovely. And we are not going to do the save because it's going to take 3 to 6 minutes, depending on how stressed you are. Double stem in the same room? No, but Aqua Pure is good. I'm not going to carry the disinfect though. I need to be past these deadly cables. I could be stuck by an Aurora. That's going to be a challenge then. If you're stuck between the cables, that's its fire barrel. Well, you could just sleep and pass time. It will only cost you a few seconds, but it would cost you those seconds. Do we know if the timer stops when you leave a region so you can go back? If you cannot go back into a region that you have spent a single second in. That's how I read it. Oh boy. I don't want to risk an Aurora, but I also don't want to be slow when walking over cables. I know I can cheat it because it's going to be nighttime in this mode. Daytime in this mode. And I suppose auroras won't last longer than 12 hours in the event, even though it's night. So they're going to end at some point. But I'm fatigued now, so I'm going to pretend like there's an aurora here right now. And eat, drink, sleep 12 hours. And eat bad food, yes. Well, what are you doing? The timer resets. It recharges, it resets to 30 minutes when you go into the new region, and I think that transition zones like the Winding River and transition mines count as their own 30-minute regions, except your monster might get to you faster because the regions are smaller. But yeah, so that will then maybe let you catch up on repairs and let you stop and eat even. So that you can come out of the region fully rested and with your backpack sorted, stuff dropped and things like that. Pretty sure you can check the code in title. Well, it's not in title anymore. Type exclamation point DarkWalker to get this mode. This is a simulation of a Voyager / Stalker mode. Just to make sure that food poisoning is turned on. Because I'm getting a little bit suspicious. We can drink as much water as we want because we have tons of water. So the timer is still running here. What is he? We said 6.5 minutes. Anything below that, and it takes more than 6 minutes to do what I did in them right now. And we have to simulate that it's dark in here because it's night in the event. So we will have to either spend storm lantern fuel or a torch. I will spend a torch. I will spend the lowest torch. No. And a match. I'm not gonna stop for the upstairs because it will make me backtrack, and that will bring the monster closer. And also, yeah, I have to do this because I stopped and slept here. I have to do this now. Avoid me. And too far away. Okay. We have to spend the spray paint. And I think that torch is almost spent now, so use this and chain it. So let's sprint to the exit, and that will be our time. I can still go through my backpack. The exit, we don't want any of that. Well, we might want what this guy has on him, but I don't think he has anything but gloves sometimes. Chance for coffee here, so check it out. And matches, we're gonna take those. And there's a container, and the spot next to the container that I have now learned not to miss. Let's have a double take on that. And that's my time, and what time is it on my timer? 5:27. So takes over 7 minutes just to do what I did in the dam right there. I have enough health. I can't check the weather before going. I have to go whatever the weather, but I have a storm lantern now, so good. So now we reset, we pause the game. I think the game will pause the timer when you pause the game. Otherwise, you couldn't answer the phone, answer the door. I'm trying to figure out, using logic, how it must be by trying it out, and if it would be too punishing even for Hinterland, they would get so many complaints that they would have to. I think this event too is not going to be play tested enough, and that they will change the rules on day 2 of the event. So I'm gonna cut it up into portions. I'm gonna spend 2 hours each day of the event streaming this. Otherwise, I'll be stressed out of my mind. So the reason I'm not stressed out right now is because I've already failed. So, well, I don't need the timer because unfortunately, boys and girls, I do not want to be stressed out by this game. So we're gonna pick this up. No, we're not, because I just wanted to check the timer. So I had 5 minutes 27 left on the clock, so the deadly fog was ready to roll into the dam. Uh, but Mr. Lake is a medium region, and that's why I could loot so much, like I did just now. Imagine then, translate that to, let's say, well, Foil Musket, you can sort of go straight across either way, either along the tracks or from Bleak Inlet to Milton. And you might make it. I failed in Foil Musket going from Bleak Inlet to the exit by about 3 minutes. Well, the thing I'm referring to is that they turned off cabin fever, and I didn't see a single post about cabin fever. The complaint was about maple syrup being too rare, so you had this repetitive starting new runs. So we won't know what the event's going to be. We can hope that it will be fun and interesting. And I'm doing these tests so that by being prepared, having some tricks up my sleeve that work for the event, it will be less repetitive for me. So it's purely purely egotistical motives here. But if it helps somebody else, it's good for me. So I need to make a save here. Well, throw you away. And I guess I just sleep 1 hour here. Because I'm warm in my ear wrap. I have an ear wrap now. So that is my save. I'm going to try to pass you on to somebody who is playing a survival game. Maybe I can continue the long dark vibe for y'all. So let's see who's playing. And none of my friends are playing survival games, so let's search here for the long dark. Korean stream. And the reason I'm breaking off the stream now is because Winding River, I expect to get through Winding River in 30 minutes and without encountering the monsters. So tomorrow I'll be starting in HRV, in Hushed River Valley. That's the 4th and last end region. There are 4 end regions in the world. Hushed River Valley, Broken Railroad, Desolation Point, and Timberwolf Mountain. And we've done 3. So we have that one to test yet. And I'll get a feel for what kind of starting region I want. The Desolation Point one is the one that promises the most regions. And the other ones are pretty much equal. For, as long as you avoid going into Bleak Inlet the wrong way. Because then it's gonna make you stay in Bleak Inlet because of no rope to climb up. Unless they add it in the event, we don't know that. So let's make new friends. Um, got an interloper player here. I'm gonna rate up Psych low unless you have a shout out, and then we'll rate up that guy. Nice informative stream. Well, I just talk my ass off as usual. Motormouth Guntick, that's me. So let's rate up Psych low. Let me check so I don't give you the chair right after this ad here. He is in the Milton farmhouse, it looks like. So do this. Let's give him a warm welcome and see what he's up to. If you'd rather go to your favorite streamer, you have that option. Otherwise, please come with me on this raid and we'll give him a bit of a surprise. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. HRV start. Same thing. Bye for now.